All right, everybody, welcome back to Street City Studio. I'm John, and today is my daughter's birthday. She turned 14 today. Happy birthday, sweetheart. And in the spirit of that, today's episode's going to be all about that. Basically, we're going to talk about figures as it relates to me and my daughter, basically. You know, and we'll go over a couple figures that either I know she likes, or I think she likes, or I hope she likes. You know, some of these things can be difficult sometimes with teenagers. But as a father, I've always tried to get my daughter into action figures with me. And even if I dig around here, I still have the first action figure I ever got her. It might take a minute, but it's a Thor figure. I've shown it on the channel before here. But I've always tried to push the action figures. I'm big on the action figures, and you know, it's just part of my life and part of who I am, right? And so I've always tried to get her into action figures, but it's never quite stuck. She doesn't exactly dig the action figures like I wanted. And I get it. She's a young girl, and kids these days aren't really into toys anyways, right? They're more into their phones and stuff. And I get it. I liked video games when I was a kid, and even now I'm playing video games a little bit. I don't like it as much as I did when I was a kid, man. It used to be really fun. But I've found that I like playing with the toys as I do better than playing with video games. The video games I find frustrating, where toys are very seldomly frustrating, right? But so today's video might not be very long exactly, but I just wanted to touch base and say happy birthday to my daughter, and go over a couple of these figures, right? Like the Cube Queen here from Fortnite. We got this one together. It was a Target, I believe. We were together when we picked this one up, and we both kind of thought this one looked pretty sweet. I've talked about this figure before, so I probably won't spend a long time digging into it, but it's a very nice figure. I didn't even grab all the guns. I think she came with 2 guns as well as what you see here. But again, this isn't really going to be a full breakdown of these figures necessarily. Just kind of looking at some, I guess. This one is a boss fight, Vitruvian Hacks. Oh, it slips my mind now. Cave Fairy or something like that. It's like Crystal Cave Fairy. I really like the steampunky goggles. I never quite liked the crystal axe and the crystal torch, or whatever, mace, or whatever that's supposed to be. I guess because I don't understand them exactly, but they look cool. But I don't necessarily understand what they're used for. I always like to give her the sickle instead. But I know my daughter likes this figure a lot. And she has a separate pair of wings that are more outstretched and open. But I didn't bother to grab those either. Just like her guns, right? I didn't want to spend a whole video on any one of these figures, right? But we'll move on real quick here, right? Another one I know my daughter liked was Laura Kinney, X-23 Laura Kinney Wolverine. We watched that Logan movie together, and that was a pretty good watch. Watching that with my daughter, I feel like that was a nice time. That was a nice father-daughter movie, right? Kind of like, so there's some cowboy movies I felt like were good to watch with your parents when you were kids, I guess. Right? Like True Grit. I always liked watching that with my dad. Even my brother too, right? Like some cowboy movies. Touch on family and that kind of stuff. Very grounded stories, even though it's fanciful sci-fi, right? But I always liked a good watch when me and her both enjoy it, right? Because we don't always see eye to eye. If that wasn't obvious, you know, we don't have the exact same tastes all the time. And she doesn't always prefer a lot of the comic book films and stuff. You know, she likes, you know, the TikTok videos or whatever kids are watching these days that don't make a lot of sense to me, right? So anytime I can get her to sit down and watch something with an actual story and a plot, and she enjoys it, I feel like that's a small victory, you know. That's a win. And so the Logan movie, I definitely felt like she was a fan of Laura and how cool and tough she was, right? How I hate to even admit it, I think she liked the gore a bit, right? The little girl just tearing them guys up like she did. I think she liked that, and I didn't mind that. It was a good time because I enjoyed watching Laura get them guys too, because them were some bad guys, right? But we'll move on here, right? Something else that we watched together and that she really enjoyed, and I know she really enjoyed, was some Stranger Things. And I know I really enjoyed Stranger Things too. I think the whole house did, and that's a rare treat, right? Because we got some varying tastes in this house. But, I'm getting some burps. Excuse me. All right. And one thing, like me, maybe, I think my daughter kind of likes some monsters, right? Or at least certain ones. I don't want to say all monsters, maybe, but right, like the Demogorgon and oh, he's not gonna stand good. His knees are. Oh, I got him. Look at that. But yeah, Stranger Things was really good for that. It was really good for the creature feature. And you hear me say it probably every other video or every couple videos. I like a good creature feature. I like monsters and all of it, you know, fairy tale creatures, mutants, monsters, masked men, right? Superheroes, vigilantes. Yeah, I get a real big kick out of it sometimes. I find it interesting and fascinating when done well, right? And Stranger Things, you know, I don't know how long they're going to keep going here. I don't know if I should probably check on some news. I don't know if they're done with it. There's one more season, or they're done after the next season. I don't know. I'm behind. I know I heard of one season, and I don't know if it's out yet, so I haven't even checked. I think our Netflix is off at the moment, is what it is. But, you know, I'll periodically check back in there and I'll watch it in a couple months or something. But I really, really enjoyed Stranger Things. But more so, I like that the whole family can enjoy it. Even though it was kind of scary and, you know, monster movie, whatever. But it wasn't so gruesome and terrible that kids couldn't watch it with you, you know? It definitely had some scary moments. But I like a PG-13 kind of horror, I think. Right? Something I can watch with my kids, something I can watch in front of them and not feel like a bad person, right? Because I'm not going to watch certain things in front of them, right? Like, some Rob Zombie movies. I used to really get a kick out of Devil's Rejects and House of a Thousand Corpses. But that's not the kind of scary stuff I want to watch with my kids, But Stranger Things, I can definitely watch Stranger Things with her, and again, she enjoyed it. She really liked the characters, and just like Laura Kinney, right? She really liked seeing a powerful female character, right? She wasn't big or manly or masculine, but she was powerful, right? She was a powerful woman. And that's always good in media. That's something, there's been a lot of talk, and we won't get into too much of that right here, right now. But there's been a lot of talk about what makes good female characters and what traits a powerful female character is supposed to have and should and shouldn't have, right? I think that these are some great examples of some very human and flawed but competent and powerful female characters, right? Well written, well acted, well done, right? Powerful female hero characters, right? Without all that extra drama. Like I said, we won't get into it, but you know what I'm talking about, right? And whether you agree with that argument or not, I mean, it's out there. These things do exist, whether or not you want to debate to what a degree in each product. Again, that's a whole nother video for a whole nother day that I probably don't even want to make, right? But I do want to point out that, in my opinion, especially these two right here, right? These are powerful female characters done right. And that's all I'm saying. They were done right. They were done respectfully and tastefully. They were treated with respect, right? Treated realistically. Treated like real characters, right? Not just paper-thin characters. And I think I'm getting too deep into it. I don't want to do that, right? But I did want to talk about some of these figures, right? And I think I'm just getting a little sidetracked maybe on my own head. But again, I just want to celebrate some of these figures. I'm happy to have figures that I can look at and have these nice memories with my daughter, Look at my Stranger Things figures and think about all the little jumps on the couch. Ooh! And little smiles at the happy endings, and, all the good times we had watching these. But I think, having said all that, we'll start wrapping it up here, because I don't have too many more figures here. I could probably dig some out, right? Like, I thought about using some others, right? I think my daughter would really like this figure, right? But she has no idea who he is, right? She just likes the pink wings, She barely understands, she knows who the X-Men are, and she's seen some of the stuff. Mostly X-Men Evolution. She did enjoy X-Men Evolution a bit, I think. But I don't think she particularly enjoyed the movies, the live action movies, too much. You know, and to start getting into concepts like X-Men 2099, she's just like, I don't want to hear it. So, you know, that's, you know, I don't think she loves this character, but I do think she likes the wings, right? There you go. Throw him in there. I could probably pick around and find things that I could throw in here just to say, hey, look, we got something for you. But I don't want to do too much of that, right? I kind of just wanted to say happy birthday. And let's look at some of these figures that give me the warm fuzzies, right? As a father and whatnot. I don't know if any of you guys got kids with birthdays, but if you do, happy birthday to you all. Everybody have a good Monday. We'll do this wrap-up bit. If you want to check me out on Facebook, you can follow me on Facebook at John Wayna, W-A-Y-N-A. Just make sure to follow me and not my dad. You can tell by the toy content. There won't be no toy content. My dad's John Wayna as well. I'm John Wayna II. But if you want to check out my photography, it's on Instagram at Street City Toys. Not Street City Studio like the channel here, but Street City Toys. But otherwise, you guys have a great day. I appreciate you guys coming by and saying happy birthday to my daughter down there in the comments, right? Leave a like for her, right? I appreciate it. But again, happy birthday, honey. Everybody have a good day. Appreciate you joining me. Take care. I'll talk to you again soon.